Okay, sorry. Do you guys mind if I try something? Okay. Oh my god. I was hot the whole time. Oh, thank God. I do have to put these back on because I do have to humble myself because frankly, I think way too highly of myself, okay? Yeah, I'm well-read, well-traveled, and I'm actually the only person under 30 with perfect mental health. Yes, my parents are still together. But maybe the greatest thing about me is that I'm a lesbian. Yeah, I'm not just proud, I'm conceited. Yeah, this is my hour. As you know, yes, thank you all so much for being here. And I easily spend half the time talking about being a lesbian, okay? So this is what we're gonna do. Every time I say lesbian, you're gonna drink, okay? We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Yeah, I love talking about being a lesbian. And some people think that I shouldn't talk about being a lesbian. But you know what? I like doing it. And I think if you were identifying with the most popular porn category, yeah, you talk about it all the time. Yeah, I just kind of think that everybody wants to be a lesbian, right? Doesn't everyone want my life? Doesn't everyone want to be me? Don't you want to be me? Hell yeah. Oh, Christine, you don't want to be me. Christine, you don't want to be me. You want to be with me, obviously. Come on. Luckily, you can actually do both. I would love if you did both. I love women who are just like me. Unfortunately, that does mean that they're also just like my sister, which is why I can't date blondes anymore. That is a mistake you don't make for the third time. Yeah, and also two blondes together. What are we trying to do? Preserve the Aryan race? Come on. Let's cut that shit out. No, I do think that everyone wants to be a lesbian, right? Straight girls are always telling me they wish they were lesbians. And you know what, girl? If you want to, go ahead. I'll even help you, okay? But it's like that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make her eat pussy. I think straight men want to be lesbians. They're always telling me, sounds really hot. Hey, it is. It so is. It's so great. I think maybe the only people who don't want to be lesbians are bisexuals, They already have the best of both worlds. But bi girls, they don't want to be lesbians. And that's fine. They don't have to be. But bi girls, if you're going to have a boyfriend, please have two, okay? Just have two boyfriends, maybe a wife, who cares? It'll be fun. I am doing everything in my power to let people know that I'm a lesbian, okay? I'm going to gay bars. I'm flagging. I'm not shaving my armpits. Woo! And still, people will be like, but are you fully a lesbian? Yes, fully, 100%, okay? 100%. Maybe 99%. I'm bi-curious in the same way that straight girls are bi-curious, I think Jacob Elordi's hot, but I could never eat him out. No, I don't want to have sex with Jacob Elordi. I want him to kill me. Because, sex with a man, that feels wrong, that feels unnatural. But being murdered by one? That's what God intended, right? Yes. Yes, I am not worried about being a lesbian stereotype because I am just so uniquely myself. I think I'm pretty special. I think I'm one in a million. I think I'm unique. But I think the thing about me that makes me kind of different from everyone else is that I actually believe that I'm the only person that exists. Okay, yeah. So you guys familiar with Descartes? Yeah. Yes. Oh, some Descartes heads in that fucking crowd. Yeah. So he was this philosopher. He came up with this idea, I think, therefore I am, right? So basically, the only thing you can know for certain is that you exist. And I heard this and I thought to myself, oh, I'm keeping that, okay? That's kind of going to be my entire philosophy from now on. And listen, I know that can be kind of hard to hear that I made you guys all up in my head, but I just want you all to know you were made in my image. No, it can make me a deeply insufferable person to have this kind of worldview. Okay, so after the pandemic, when there were those people who were like, it was actually really great for me, like I got to work from home, spend time with family, pick up some new hobbies. Those people were the fucking worst, right? I kind of got to the end of the pandemic and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I made that all up in my head so I'd have the courage to break up with my ex-boyfriend. That's what happens. Yeah. We were just trapped in our tiny apartment watching Tiger King every day, and all I could think about was at least Carol Baskin had some tigers to feed her husband too. Oh, yeah. I wanted to break up with my ex-boyfriend so bad, but I am not great at making decisions, so I did make a pro-con list. Do you guys want to see it? All right. So there are 6 pros, 6 cons on this list, okay? There are 6 reasons to stay together, 6 reasons to break up, okay? These are the 6 reasons to stay together, okay? And then here are the reasons to break up. Yeah. So as you can see, 6 reasons. However, we do have one A through F. And there are examples. Yeah. Reasons to stay together. We have things like number 5, he'll be sad. And reasons to break up. We have like number 6. He's not ambitious. He's bad with money. He lives with his parents. Hey, hon, I think that sounds like more than one reason. I think you maybe really want to break up with this guy. I know you're going to have a confrontation with a man, but you're just going to have to do it. I'm highly educated. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I went to Montessori High School. Okay, yeah, some of you may have gone to Montessori preschool. Okay, yeah, it turns out that show and tell can be helpful for teenagers as well. Not a joke, we really did have show and tell at our weekly community meeting. And that could be anything from a kid getting his head shaved, to poetry readings, to 2 girls accusing a man of sexual harassment. Yeah, really, anything was up for grabs at my high school. But Montessori is this teaching philosophy that offers students a lot of choice. And I really liked it. I got a lot out of it. I got to choose my classes. I got to choose my schedule. I got to choose my big projects. Unfortunately, one of my friends chose not to learn math. Yeah, so that can happen. Montessori also teaches that kids should get out in nature, okay? So my high school took us to a farm with the idea that like the teenagers would go touch grass. We took this to mean go smoke grass in the corn stalks. It's kind of a real children of the corn situation. One thing that happened while I was on this farm is we got a shipment of baby chickens in the mail. Did you guys know that you can ship baby chickens through USPS? Okay, that's one woo. I think we knew that. Yeah. Yeah, so you can, but like a couple of them do show up dead. So like, should you? It's not a perfect system. Yes, I know I'm giving horse girl. But I swear I did not grow up on a farm. I did not go to high school on a farm. My high school was only on this farm for a week, okay? And then we went back to our normal school where we had goats and chickens and rabbits and bees and a community garden, but we were like in a city, okay? Yeah, I went to a very small school. My mom was my teacher. My best friend's mom was my teacher. My other best friend's boyfriend was my teacher. Yeah. Well, we only had 8 men in our graduating class, so I don't know what choice she had. Yeah, no, they say that going to an all Catholic girls' school will turn you into a lesbian. Drink. But I think going to a school that was 75% women turned this lesbian into a bisexual. Yeah. The guys at my school were so weird. We had one guy who would talk every single day in a Scottish accent. Wasn't Scottish. We had another guy, different guy, who would eat entire turkey legs at lunch. Yeah. The guy that brought my sister to prom tried to do the dirty dancing lift with her, dropped her. He was such a main character at my high school. I mean, there were like 46 of us. We kind of were all the main character. But this guy in particular was the dumbest guy that I have ever met. He was so dumb and he had so much money. Isn't that always the case? Woo! Yeah. Anyway, this guy was so rich and so dumb, and there was a lot of Gretchen Wiener's lore about how his mom got her money. Like maybe she invented the toaster strudel. What we were told is that she invented the magnetic strip that you can hang knives on. Okay. Okay, girl boss. We love that. We love a woman in STEM. Absolutely. Yeah, but this guy, so dumb, so rich. And so his mom did cut off his credit card. Yeah, he did still have access to her Amazon account. And so what he did is he ordered 5 PlayStations, and he got these in order to exchange them for drugs. First of all, how much weed was he buying? 5 PlayStations? That's crazy. So he brought these PlayStations to a drug dealer's house in order to make this exchange, and he obviously got robbed. But don't worry, he's alive. I actually don't know that. I don't really keep tabs on this guy, but he did survive that situation. Yeah. I was a cheerleader at my Montessori high school. Yeah. There were 2 girls from my high school who were cheerleaders, which is not enough to make a pyramid. Yeah. I do kind of give high school bully vibes. Yeah. But I just want to promise you all, I never bullied anyone in high school. I bullied kids in elementary school, and that shit was actually really funny, okay? One of the things that I did is I made this kid eat glue. But to be fair, the way that I made him eat glue is I handed him some glue and I said, I think you should eat this. I can't help that I'm influential. Yeah, and the thing is, I would never even get in trouble for this. Like, kids would go tell on me, and I'd be like, who are you going to believe, me or the kid with the mouth full of glue? Come on. Yeah. But I did stop bullying after elementary school because bullying's wrong and you shouldn't do it. But mostly because I was the one getting bullied. And I know we're all looking at me like, what could they possibly have bullied you about? And yes, it was for being too skinny. I mean, I was called bulimic, and I'm like, God, I hope that's about my weight and not my fucked up teeth. Yeah. But it did always confuse me as to why I was getting bullied. And looking back, I'm like, maybe it's because I was a lesbian. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense because I wasn't out at the time, right? But then I remember I did make out with my bully. Yeah, no, that's not the plot to your favorite porn video. It's just my life. Yeah, so I made out with my bully, and the only conclusion that we can draw from that is that I must be an incredible kisser. Right? Because, I must have kissed this woman so passionately that she had to go home, cyberbully me in one tab, and then have another tab where the BuzzFeed Am I Gay quiz was open. No, I hope that girl's not gay because being gay is awesome and she sucks. Yeah. I'm just like Joe Biden. Okay. Whoa, no one likes that guy. I'm just like Joe Biden. I think that there are at least 3 genders, right? There's 12. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, yeah. As a lesbian, I'm really into astrology. And some people don't like astrology. And because it is such a big part of the lesbian culture, I do kind of find that homophobic. One person who hates astrology is my sister. Famous homophobe, Isabel Sullivan. Every time I talk to her about astrology, she rolls her eyes and tells me that I shouldn't believe that a person's personality is based on the day that they're born. And I would call her homophobic, but she was born on September 11th. So I think she gets to be like the one person that hates astrology. Yeah. Her and Ludacris, also born September 11th. Yeah. No, I do really like astrology. Every time I go on a date with a girl, I go home and I immediately Google to see if our signs are compatible. And I went out with a girl a couple years ago, and I went home and I went to see if we're compatible, and she was a Gemini. So we were not. And I was really upset by this because I really liked this girl. I wanted to make it work with her. And I was like, damn, that really sucks. And then I realized I shouldn't care if our astrology signs don't match. Like, that doesn't matter, right? Because what matters is the fact that she told me that she picked up a rat off the New York City street and tried to bring it into a bar. And so that's probably the red flag I should have been concerned about. Yeah. Are we familiar with prunkles in this crowd? Oh, we know what a prunkle is in this crowd. Okay, yeah. So a prunkle is a priest uncle, okay? Yeah, similar to a funkle, a fun uncle, or a gunkle, a gay uncle, right? Except prunkles actually hate gunkles, unless, of course, that prunkle is a gunkle, in which case that prunkle gunkle probably hates himself. Yeah, I have a prunkle, and he does unfortunately hate gunkles. It's really too bad. He also hates nieces. Sorry, that's gay niece, but the G is silent. Or silenced? Oh, whoa. Yeah. My prunkle really wants to be a funkle. He brings Funyuns to the family functions. And for me, that almost makes up for the homophobia. I fucking love Funyuns. Oh, they're so good. No, my prunkle does want to be a funkle, but he's just too weird, you know? Even outside of the homophobia, he will drink his orange juice warm. Yeah, like he will take a glass of orange juice, put it in the microwave, warm it up for a couple minutes, and then drink that. Yeah. He'll drink Coke and milk drinks mixed together. And I was recently told, in order to get more greens in his diet, he will eat his cereal with a lettuce leaf. And this is a man who thinks 2 girls kissing is gross. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. A couple years ago, my prunkle called me on Pride weekend to try to convince me to not be gay. We had this whole conversation. He asked if I believe in God. Of course I believe in God. I am God. I'm the only one who exists. Yeah. He asked if I was baptized, which is crazy because he's the one who baptized me. I'm like, prunkle, keep track of your flock. This is why all the sheep are doing queer fiber arts in Bushwick, okay? This is why all the sheep are sapphic surfing, bisexual basketball playing, lesbian line dancing. These are all actual clubs I've joined to meet lesbians. I'm literally not even his only gay niece, okay? I'm not even his only gay niece who does sapphic surfing or bisexual basketball playing. He's got to do a better job of keeping us in line. Yeah, he called me and he asked me if I wanted to join his youth group, and I was like, yeah, okay. Get me in there playing contact sports with women who are waiting till marriage. We'll see who evangelizes who. We will. Yeah. But we're having this conversation and he's really trying to relate to me. I can like hear him sitting backwards in a chair over the phone, you know? Yeah. And so he's trying to relate to me. So he tells me that a couple years ago, a bunch of comedians met with the Pope. Okay, if I cared about Jimmy Fallon or the Pope, I'd already be straight. Yeah. But we're having this whole conversation and he's not saying the word lesbian. Like we're kind of talking around it, you know? But he's talking about the lifestyle. He's talking about the late nights. He's talking about the perverted people. And then I realize he's talking about comedians. Okay, so this man doesn't like anything that I'm doing. Yeah, but we had this whole conversation on Pride weekend, and it really hurt me, obviously, that, you know, he's trying to convince me that I'm going to go to hell and ruin my Pride weekend. So I decided that weekend I needed to be as gay as possible, okay? You know, what I would love that to mean is that I'd go out and make out with a bunch of women, but I, like, can't guarantee that, right? That was like kind of humble of me, right? Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to make out with a bunch of women on Pride weekend. So I needed to come up with an attainable goal that was within my control. So what I decided to do was stay up till 5 a.m. every night of Pride weekend. And the thing that happens when you stay up till 5 a.m. every night of Pride weekend is you make out with one girl and then you end up watching the sunset with another, okay? Fuck you, Prunkle. You cannot keep me down. I actually only came out as a lesbian last year. I was a bisexual for many, many years before that. And deciding to start identifying as a lesbian is something that I thought about a lot. I asked myself a lot of questions. But what finally did it is I asked myself, Annie, are you thinking about a woman while having sex with a man? And I thought, oh my God, wait, I am thinking about a woman. I'm thinking about myself, okay? What I'm doing looks good. I love tits and ass, especially my own, okay? But yeah, while I was kind of thinking about this, I thought about, you know, all my sexual experiences with men and whether or not I found them satisfying. And, okay, so we have, didn't make me come, didn't make me come, didn't make me come, did make me come, but we didn't have penetrative sex, so it was honestly a little gay. And then we have didn't make me come, didn't make me come, didn't make me come, did make me come, but I hadn't jerked off in a month, so I came immediately, and he said that was fast. So I wasn't so much satisfied as completely embarrassed. Yeah, I really should have figured it out sooner. There was one time I was hooking up with this guy in Greece. That's not relevant. I just want to remind you that I'm well-traveled. Yeah, I was hooking up with this guy in Greece, and he asked me to suck his dick, and I said, do I have to? I've been trying to dress gayer lately, and the men are not getting it. They're not getting it. I was walking down the street the other day looking hella lesbian, unshaved armpits, carabiner out, and this guy came up to me and he said, Miss, can I get a blowjob? And listen, I know this is New York City, and apparently that is an okay way to greet people here, but I'm from the Midwest. I ended up apologizing to him. Yeah, I do hate men a lot less ever since coming out as a lesbian. Like, now that I know that I don't have to sign a contract binding me to them for life, I find them a lot more tolerable. And I have been thinking, is there anything at all I find attractive about men, or even that I can just appreciate about them? And what I realized is, yeah, I find men delightful. It's true. You guys are a delightful bunch. I have this one friend, and he purposely pepper sprayed himself, okay? And I just think that's so dang cute. I'm like, aw, you would purposely dull your senses? You would let your guard down like that? That's so sweet. Ugh, I could never. I mean, I bet that's a guy who could refuse to blow someone and then not even apologize after. When I dated men, I did date let's do it again. When I dated men, I tended to date himbos. Himbos is a nice word for men who are dumb as rocks and don't look anything like beautiful women. And I think I dated himbos because I was hoping that they wouldn't be able to figure out that I was a lesbian, okay? I'd be like, not tonight, honey, I've got another headache. And they'd be like, that's all right, I don't understand pattern recognition. I went on this one date with a guy to a rooftop bar, and there was a supermoon that night. So we were on this bar looking at the moon, and I turned to him and I go, "Wow, it's a supermoon." And he goes, "Yeah, a giant moon." No, no, buddy, it's an actual scientific phenomenon. That's like going to the Grand Canyon and being like, "Yup, Great Canyon." I have a lot of straight male friends. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys for being the punchlines to so many of these jokes. Keep the content coming, okay? I need it. And straight men are obsessed with lesbians, right? They always want to tell me I have so much riz, okay? I don't have riz, I'm hot, okay? That's the difference between me and you. Yeah. No, like when I hit on a woman, my line is hi. And it works 90% of the time. Yeah, straight men love to talk about who pays on a lesbian first date. Who pays on a lesbian first date? Not me, bitch. I'm way too hot for that shit. Yeah. I was talking to one of my straight male friends about lesbian sex, and he said, "Oh, well, you guys are so gentle with each other." Buddy, there's nothing gentle about multiple orgasms. Yeah. The last time I kissed a man was in Sydney, Australia, New Year's Eve 2024, okay? Yeah, I got the time and date down. And I kind of just went up to this guy and I was like, "Will you kiss me?" Because I'm not afraid of being rejected by a man. I actually prefer it. Yeah. It got to be, I asked him, because it was getting kind of close to midnight. He was ugly and did not have the best political views. But I was getting desperate, and as you know, beggars can't be choosers, which kind of summarizes his whole political stance. Yeah. So it got to be midnight and the fireworks explode over Sydney Harbor and we're there watching it and he takes a picture and I'm like, okay, like you're supposed to be kissing me right now, but like, yeah, I guess capture the moment. That's fine. And then he goes and hugs his friend and I'm like, okay, like I'm waiting to kiss you, but I like guess that's your friend and like I barely know you, so that's fine. And then he called his mom. And I was like, hell no. So I did kiss him while he was on the phone with his mom. So if you think about it, the last time I kissed a man, it was actually between me, him, and his mom. Yeah, not porn, just my life. God, that's the kind of thing that makes you never want to do it again. I've become very biphobic ever since coming out as a lesbian. Yeah, I'm kind of like one of those girls who's like, I don't understand why you would date a man when you could date a woman. And it's like, girl, you used to think a night through. We're walking it back. Sorry. I've become so biphobic since coming. I've become so biphobic since coming out as a lesbian. Yeah, what the hell is the next line? Okay. I've become so... I just want to talk about how biphobic I am, really. All right. I've become so biphobic since coming out as a lesbian. I'm like one of those girls who's like, I don't know why you would date a man when you can date a woman. It's like, girl, you used to think a mouthful of balls was a nice evening, okay? You used to think that. No, bi girls, I love you. And you can date men, that's fine. But I do need you to refer to your boyfriends as your partners, okay? Like, I need to believe that man with a New York Jets jersey and dirty fingernails uses they, them pronouns. I just need that. Yeah, I've gone on a lot of dates with women where it turns out I think it's a date, but they think we're going out as friends. And that's fine. But it is humiliating to watch the sunset platonically. Yeah. Hey, how about enough comedy, okay? Enough of that. Let's take a quick break. And let's read my diary, okay? Yes. Okay, so I have been journaling for the past 6 years. So if someone could give me a year between 2020 and 2026, we're going to read that diary. 2020, terrible choice. All right. I'm going to start flipping. You guys say when. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So, oh God. See, the thing about 2020 is everything's devastating. So this seems fine. So I say I go to a coffee shop, and I say most businesses have taken down over their windows. I don't know what that means. And then I say, Kelly, that's my dog, went to the vet for her limp and got some painkillers. She died of cancer later that year. My sister and I watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Okay, yes. She liked it. Great. We got Indian food for dinner. I made mom and dad take a personality quiz. Excellent. Oh, that was fun. I was worried about that because that could have been really embarrassing. As a comedian, I don't get embarrassed easily, but it does happen on occasion. Like last year, one of my friends posted my nipple on Instagram. Everyone say thank you. Thank you, Tim. No. I was embarrassed, but not because my nipple was on Instagram, okay? I was embarrassed because it was a bad photo. I was dressed as Elvis. That's actually not relevant. I looked great. I've just always been really self-conscious of how light my nipples are. Yeah, I've been known to use lipstick to darken them from nudes. Yeah, nips match lips, ladies. That's a tip. But, just don't use like a bright red shade called like slut or something like that. Yeah. Perhaps my most embarrassing moment was when I was in middle school. My teacher came up to me and said, Annie, I heard you wanted to be an actor. Oh, humiliating. Oh my God. What? No, where did you hear that? No. My teacher said, Annie, I heard you wanted to be an actor. Would you mind reading this speech for the class tomorrow? And at this point in my life, I did not know how to say no to authority, so I agreed. And so the next day, me, a white 12-year-old, got up in front of my very diverse class and read Sojourner Truth's Ain't I a Woman? Yikes. Yeah, and I know we're all concerned. No, I did not do a black scent, okay? But, the thing is, the speech is written in AAVE. So I couldn't be like, aren't I a woman, I had to put a little something on it. Yikes, I was 12. Yeah. I finished the speech and the entire class was silent. And then one kid just goes, what? God. Yeah, that was humiliating. Dating men has been so humiliating too. I really should hate men because they have done so many awful things to me. Like for example, there's this one time I was backpacking through Europe alone, like someone who's asking for it. And I got a text on my phone and it was from the guy I hooked up with in Greece. Oh my God, that was relevant. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's reaching out. Like our one night stand meant something to him. That's crazy. But no, it turns out that he has chlamydia and now I might too. But the thing is, I couldn't even focus on that because then I got another notification. Queen Elizabeth had died. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I was like, what a perfect time to be in Europe. So I did what any solo traveler would do. I grabbed 2 men who had been hitting on me all day and I went to the nearest Irish bar. So we're in this Irish bar, we're dancing, we're drinking, we're singing Lizzie's in a Box, and then one of them roofies me. Okay. We're all very concerned. I just want you all to know I made it back to the hostel safe and sound. Nothing happened. I was even speaking fluent Spanish all night. Yeah. No means no in Spanish. We all know this. Yeah. No, so I got roofied and then I ended up going outside with one of the guys and he asked me to sleep with him. And, I'm a lesbian. I might have chlamydia and I've just been roofied. So I did say no. And then he asked me how many men I've slept with. And I felt so bad about rejecting him that I told him in the hopes that, I don't know, he can jack off to the number 5 later. It's the sexiest body count to have, ladies. Yeah. And then he asked me, were they all nice guys? And I said, do you know Elon Musk? And then I blacked out. Don't know what I told him. Yeah. But yeah, men have done terrible things to me. I went on this one date and this guy poked me in the stomach and told me I needed to do sit-ups. Me? Please. I've been groped on airplanes and clubs, on the street. I've been made to watch Blade Runner 2049. Listen, say what you want about being groped. At least it doesn't last for 3 hours, okay? Yeah. But perhaps one of the worst things that a man ever did to me was my ex-boyfriend tried to titty fuck me. And as I was lying there trying to create some semblance of cleavage, I feel like I experienced ego death. I've been thinking a lot about what it would be like to run into my ex-boyfriend now and to tell him that I'm a lesbian. And the thing is, I don't think he'd be surprised. Because we used to sleep with the lesbian prevention pillow between us. Yeah, at sleepovers when you and your friend would put a pillow between you two so that you wouldn't accidentally have sex. Me and my boyfriend were not accidentally having sex. Not even on purpose. Yeah. I am a vegetarian. Yep. Just wanted to remind you guys that I'm much better than the rest of you, okay? Yeah, I'm vegetarian, so I do think I get to do a little animal abuse, right? How many dog fights do you think I should be able to go to?
5.
5? A year? I gotta cut back. Yeah, I'm vegetarian because I care about the environment. Could not give a fuck about animal rights. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian because I care about the environment. I also use menstrual cups because I care about the environment. Yeah. I am a diva cup diva. It's true. And I am doing more for the environment than any political figure, okay? You think your precious mom, Donnie, could go through the kind of sacrifice that I go through? No way. A menstrual cup is a menstrual cup is... Allow me to demonstrate. A menstrual cup is a reusable, it's basically like a reusable tampon, okay? It's the size of a shot glass, and you stick it up your vagina to catch blood. Yeah, in order to get it in, you have to be 5 centimeters dilated. And you have to fold this cup into the most fucked up origami if you even want a shot of it getting up there. Getting it in is hard. Getting it out is so much harder, okay? I was a virgin when I first started using these, so my pussy was tight. And I was crouched down, fishing around in there like some sort of claw machine where the grand prize is not getting toxic shock syndrome, okay? So I'm reading the instructions, and the instructions say to bear down. Bear down? And the instructions are use your birthing muscles. And I'm like, my birthing muscles? I don't know how to use those. I'm a virgin. I recently turned 28. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is unfortunate because now it won't be chic if I die. But that does make me a Taurus. I was born in April, so I'm a Taurus. And Tauruses are known for being stubborn, right? So if you have a Taurus in your life, I'm so sorry. I know we can be hard to deal with. But the thing is, you get to walk away from arguments with that person. I have to argue with this bitch in my head, and she does not back down. I cling to my decisions like the right clings to the Second Amendment, okay? I don't care that the circumstances have changed. We already made this decision 250 years ago. Yeah. It has caused me to stick with some truly terrible decisions. For example, I went to the worst rated college in New York. Yeah, and I knew it was the wrong decision immediately. I'm not talking about in the first year when a student got stabbed on campus. That was actually a really nice little meet cute for me. I'm not talking about when my 98-year-old professor told us that he thinks that we should have stayed in the Vietnam War. I'm also not talking about when that same 98-year-old professor fell asleep in class. He was 98. I thought he was dead. No, I knew I had made the wrong decision the second the words, "I'm going to Buffalo State College," came out of my mouth, but I'd already said it out loud. I couldn't go back. I went to film school. I'm a film bro. Yeah, I am a film bro. Women can mansplain movies on dates too. Yeah, I'm a film bro, and now I have a boy job. I know I have a boy job because I'm paid really well to do practically nothing, okay? I'm paid so well. I'm paid even more than 80 cents on the dollar, guys. It's pretty good. And boy jobs are so stupid. I'm a power coordinator. What the fuck is that? Girl jobs, I know what those are. I know what those do. Teacher, secretary, nurse, those are important jobs. CEO, what the fuck is that? No, I don't do anything at my stupid boy job. I send a couple of emails a week, and then I spend the rest of the time playing Sudoku. And I did have to cool it on the Sudoku because now I see it when I go to sleep. Yeah. The other reason I know that I have a boy job is because I work with almost exclusively men. And as a lesbian, that's really hard for me. I don't like being around that many men because now I know 2 Nicks, okay? And if I have to start referring to a man as first name, last initial, there are too many of them in my life. I have a boss who is short and bald. And he is afraid of me. He acts like I bullied him in high school. I didn't know him in high school, but if I did, I definitely would have bullied him For sure. No, people kind of just assume that I'm gonna be mean, you know? Like the first time I was told I have resting bitch face was when I was 7 years old. Now, obviously, no one went up to me at 7 and called me a bitch, but I was told by another kid that I looked kind of mean, something about my face. Yeah. People in high school thought I was going to be mean too. The president of the Gay Straight Alliance actually was afraid of me, okay? And it's because I wanted to throw a Sadie Hawkins dance where the girls ask the boys. And apparently that was too heteronormative, okay? I just wanted to be rejected by a man. That's my favorite thing, okay? We did have the dance, unfortunately for her. I'm sorry, I wasn't always an ally. And I'm still not, okay? I'm a lesbian, but the rest of you guys should not be doing that, okay? No. Every time someone comes out to me, every time I come out to someone, they sort of want to tell me how gay they are, you know? Like straight girls will be like, oh, I think girls are really pretty. Yeah, girl, we all do, okay? That's kind of their whole thing. No, it's like being from another country. People want to tell you how close they've been, you know? Like, it's like if I were from England, and someone was like, oh, well, you know, I was there in college once. And I'd be like, oh, really? Well, you think you'll ever go back? And they're like, no, I didn't really care for the fish and chips. No, not for me. Not for me. Thanks for sticking with all the lesbian jokes, guys. I appreciate that. It's definitely most of my personality right now. But lucky for you, next month I will actually become something more insufferable. And that is a former New Yorker. Ooh. Yeah, I've lived in New York for the past 10 years. New York State. Oh, they hate it when you do that. No, I've lived in New York City for the last 7 years, okay? And my take on New Yorkers is that they're actually just kids who never left their hometown. Yeah, thank you, New Yorkers. Yeah, they want to tell me that this is the best city on earth. It is. But, like, how would they know that, okay? They've never been anywhere. They can't drive. Yeah. I'm from the Midwest, and the Midwest kind of gets a lot of hate for like not having culture. And it's like, guys, we have public transportation and in gay bars. No lesbian bars, but every bar I walk into is a lesbian bar. Yeah! Hell yeah. Yeah. No, my friends are concerned that there's not going to be enough queer culture for me in Minnesota. And I'm like, you know, I was gay when I lived there, right? Like, I was making out with my bully. I was fine. I was good. Don't come for me. Yeah. No, there's plenty of queer culture in the Midwest. I actually grew up next to a lesbian couple. And when I was 9 years old, I got to go to their mass lesbian wedding. Okay? In 2009, Iowa legalized gay marriage. So about 50 lesbians from Minnesota went down in a bus, got married, and then came back to Minnesota and had this giant wedding celebration. And I got to be part of it. It was so great. I actually ran into my lesbian neighbor when I was home recently, and I was like so starstruck when I saw her. I was like, oh my God, it's you, the lesbian from my childhood. Thank you. Yeah. I do want to move back to Minnesota because I want a house with a backyard. Every time I bring this up with New Yorkers, they always want to bring up Central Park. Does that sound like the same thing? No. Last time I checked, most backyards don't have 500 tourists waiting to get their caricature drawn in them. Please. I also want to move back home so that I can be closer to my parents. My parents are wonderful people. When I came out to them, my dad just said, wow. And in case anyone's unsure of how you should respond when someone comes out to you, you're not supposed to respond with hate, obviously. You're also not supposed to respond with unconditional love. You're just supposed to be amazed. Yeah, I went to Ireland with my parents a couple years ago, and we were so annoying. They cannot let Irish Americans back in Ireland. It was so bad. The whole time we were there, my dad was talking about putting the O back onto our last name, so we would go from the Sullivans to the O'Sullivans. And for those of you that don't know, the O will be taken off Irish last names at Ellis Island from people who were fleeing the potato famine. So if you still have the O on your last name, it means most likely your family survived in Ireland during the potato famine. And I just don't think I look like I could survive any potato famine, okay? Like, the closest I could get was maybe getting like a side salad instead of fries with my entree. And even then, I'm gonna be hangry, okay? I'm in a book club with my mom and my aunts and my grandma. I don't have a punchline for that yet. But there's something there, right? We read this book a little while ago called Say Nothing. And this book was about the Troubles and the IRA in Ireland. And they talked about how Irish families have a culture of silence. And my aunt asked us, do you think our family has a culture of silence? Imagine asking that of someone who's in the closet. Crazy. And like, hey, not for nothing, so is her daughter. Just saying. I don't know that for certain. I love my dad. I'm just like my dad. I hate Republicans and I love my wife. I don't have a wife, but if I did, I'd love her. I would. I am the oldest of 4 siblings, which is really hard for me because I used to be both of my parents' favorite, and now I'm just my mom's favorite. We have Renee, who's my dad's favorite, Izzy, who is Kids' Choice Award, all of the siblings' favorite. And then we have my brother, who is by default our favorite brother. Yeah. My parents are diehard liberals. They're very progressive. My dad even actually works for the Democrats, which of course makes him so conservative. Oh my God. My parents are sort of like fiscally liberal, socially conservative, if that makes sense. Like, they're like, yeah, we want free childcare, free healthcare, free education so women can choose not to get an abortion. Hey, the choice is big. They make sure we got the choice. Yeah. No, my parents are very cool, very liberal. They've been pro-Palestine from like a long time ago. It's very cool. We actually have pictures of me and my siblings at pro-Palestine protests from when we were kids. And the reason that we have this is because my mom wanted evidence that we had history of being conscientious objectors. Yeah, I'm not sure if that proves that I have a history of being a conscientious objector or if I just have a history of getting involved in conflicts I have no understanding of. Yeah. No, my parents are great. They're just a little old-fashioned, you know? Like, my dad, to this day, does not have a cell phone. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 18 years old. And I think I'm the youngest person who can say that. And it's kind of caused me to have this really like analog mindset about everything. Like, I will file my taxes by hand. And I just kind of want the IRS to call me up and tell me I did a good job, you know? Yeah, my mom's cool, but she is a bit of a prude, you know? Like, the biggest fight that we got in when I was in high school was because I kept wearing miniskirts and crop tops to school. And now she doesn't love the fact that I am a comedian and I talk about my sex life on stage. And I kind of get it. At least the miniskirts left a little something to the imagination. You guys know what color my nipples are. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of Catholic guilt for someone who puts most of her faith in goth girls who give tarot readings. Yeah, but I wasn't raised Catholic. Both my parents were. And the thing about Catholic guilt is it's kind of like fetal alcohol syndrome. If your mom was drinking the blood of Christ, you're going to be a little fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like kind of like a black sheep in my family sometimes because I am a comedian and I am a lesbian. And don't get me wrong, my parents support me and my queerness very much. But some of the things that I do should get me shunned, you know? Like I have promised multiple women that I will spend the next lifetime with them. I don't care what you believe, that's blasphemous. Yeah. My biggest crime, according to my parents, is that I moved all the way to New York City. I moved thousands of miles away. But I love New York, right? Like when I first got here, I kind of like was so in awe of this city. I just kind of would walk around like, when do you stop looking up at the buildings? When you realize you need to watch where you're going. Oh my God. I love the subway. I love riding the roller coaster to work. It's the best. When I was dating my ex-boyfriend, for my entire hour-long commute home, I would sit on the train and think about having sex with him so that maybe when I got home, I'd be mentally prepared enough to do it. And it never worked, not once. The subway is the least sexy place on the planet. I don't know how you guys read your fairy smut on there. Oh, yes. I recently kissed a woman on what I found out was her first date in New York. Yeah. We made out, and then she looked at me with stars in her eyes and said, "I've never been with a woman before." Wow, I just changed that girl's life. On my first day in New York, my ex-boyfriend dropped me and an air mattress with a hole in it off, and he didn't even stay the night. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not addicted to smoking weed, but I am addicted to sitting on my fire escape and looking at the Empire State Building, okay? And I prefer to do it with a joint. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go and leave New York. Yeah. I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm spending these days sitting on my fire escape, looking at the skyline, and I'm really trying to tell myself that they're just buildings, that's just a city. But the thing about being a New Yorker is like you actually really never get tired of looking up at the buildings. You know, like you never stop appreciating how great this city is. Like this, it's not just a city, right? It's a city where all of my friends live because they refuse to move to Brooklyn. It's a city where I have made memories that filled up all of these journals. All right, we're gonna do one more. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, okay. So this is this year when I went up to Vermont with my friends and we went skiing. Oh my gosh. We played murder. One of my friends had a panic attack. We watched Hunting Wives. And every time something lesbian was happening on the screen, everyone would go, "Sully, Sully," so that I could turn around and pay attention. Yeah, I mean, I've made so many great friends here. I came to the city when I came to visit the city when I was 12 years old, and I just knew that I had to be here. And I really worked hard to get here and make this be part of my life. And this is my home and my community, and I've put a lot into it. I'm doing this show. I have all of you wonderful friends. I run an open mic, which is nothing, but I do that. I've also planted a forest in the Bronx. I've really put myself into this city, and I love it so much, and I'm just gonna miss it so much. And I'm just so grateful that I got to have my time here, and I cannot believe that it's coming to a close. Okay, so it seems like I've kind of killed the vibe. And this was supposed to be a comedy show. So how do I fix this? Wait. Lesbian. Drink. Lesbian. Drink. Lesbian. Drink. Lesbian. Woo! Danny Sullivan. Thank you guys all so much for coming out. Thank you to Christine Fiala for directing. Bill Ludlum, Aaron, Windsor Jewel, thank you all so much. Tip your bartender, Kareem, he's the best. Woo!